Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am officially starting my Mosaic crochet series. In this series, I am going to be showing you how I do this. Notice I didn't say I will be teaching you how to do this because I think it's impossible to teach someone this. I can show you what I do and it'll give you ideas of what you can try. It's going to take crocheters who are really devoted to their craft because this is time consuming, especially if you've never done anything like this, and I have not. This is my first piece. I will be keeping this piece since it's my first, and I was going to use this as an example, but I'm down to the nitty-gritty where I have to put pieces that fit to finish this off and try to do a border. I haven't done a border yet for this. I have ideas of how it's not going to have to be even, and I will fill in the gaps with black. Hopefully I'll know how to do that by the time I show you what you're going to do. I'm going to show you different pieces that you can make. So I thought I would start with that, just different shapes. And if you would like to make the shapes, you could start making them as I show you, or you can wait until I start joining and things like that to see if it's something that you would actually like to do. I also didn't want to show you on this because the black is very hard to see on camera, and that's my other issue, is I'm not really set up to do good crochet videos. I don't have anything overhead. Even if I did, I like to look at my screen to make sure I'm in the right position. I think I can hook that up to a phone or something, use my phone as a monitor. I don't know how to do any of those things, so I'm just going to stick with my way of doing it for now. But this is the piece that I've made. I can't even tell you how much I love it, and the back is not messy, so I love that too. It's very fun, and I love doing it. But now I can't do the pieces on the go because I need specific size pieces. So this has to be a work at home only project in order to finish it. But I need something to do when I'm at AA meetings or in doctor offices or in my car. So I had to start something else, and that's why I have started this. And I went with gray. I'm going with a darker gray for this one. So I'm going to start by showing you a triangle. You know, just some shapes. This is very easy to do. One shape today with the slip stitch edging. Okay, let's get started. I'm going to do what I call my pizza slice. It is a triangle that just starts wide and goes pointy. I do that with decreases. If you want to start at the pointy end and go wider, you can. You're just going to increase instead of decreasing. We are going to do single crochets, and we will be working under the entire V, and I do not chain one before turning with single crochet. Chain any amount you want. This is just practice pieces for you. But, I mean, you can complete them and use them because we can tuck all kinds of shapes and sizes into this project. So single crochet just all the way across. I like to put a single crochet at the beginning and end of each row because it just gives us what we need. It prepares us for the slip stitch edging. So I don't do my increases or decreases on that first stitch unless I have to for whatever reason. So I'm going to decrease. And usually we decrease by going in, pull through, and then go in the next one, pull through, and go through all three. And you can do that. But it looks like a half double, and it's a little bit bulkier. So here's what I do. I just skip, and then I go here and do a single crochet. So we decreased that way. And I'm just going to go across. It doesn't matter where you do the decrease. It doesn't matter how many stitches you have. I just like to make sure I have a single crochet in that last one. So I'm just going to show you how I don't care. I'm going to skip this one and go here and finish like that with 2 single crochets. Turn. And sometimes you can just do a whole row across without decreasing. It'll make your triangle a little bit taller. So let's do that. You can do anything you want in any row you want. Now let's do a couple, and I'll decrease. I will skip this guy and go here. And that could be the only decrease I do in that row if I wanted to. But let's do another decrease. Skip, and we'll go in the last stitch right here. Whoops. There we go. I never chain one, I just turn. And I'll do a couple single crochets. Let's decrease there. Skip, let's go here. And let's just finish out. The more decreasing you do, and if you do it on every row, you're going to have a shorter, chubbier triangle or slice of pizza. If you do some rows, like this row, I won't decrease at all. It makes it a little taller, and I kind of like that. All depends what you're going for. And it only really matters, wait, I'm going to skip this one, I'm decreasing. You can just make any size and shapes you want and make a whole bunch of them. Then you start putting it together. I put this together just because I wanted to make sure I liked the gray and stuff like that. Okay, let me just pay attention here. I'm going to do one more row with no decreases. It's when you get to the end, you have to start making pieces that fit. That's a little bit more complicated. Okay, I'm going to skip this one and go here. And if you wanted to, you could stop, and this would make your trapezoid. It's basically a triangle. Let's pretend this is perfectly triangular and with the top cut off. So you would be able to, at this point, start doing your slip stitch if you want this shape. But we're going to continue on and make the pizza slice. So I'm going to, I'll just do all 3 stitches. No rhyme or reason as to why I'm doing anything here. So let's do a single crochet there. We'll skip that center one and we'll do a single crochet there. Now we've got 2, and if you want, you can do both. If you want a nice little skinny top, turn, and now I'm just going to do 1 right here. Whoops. I'm using the rest of my big twist, which that yarn splits easy. Okay, like that. So no matter what shape you have done, when you're done, we're going to do the slip stitch edging all the way around. And I'm just going to go right here. And if you look at the single crochet edge, we have these lines, lines, lines. I go before those lines and after those lines. Makes it really easy, but you don't have to worry. Just watch to make sure your piece isn't getting all curly. You just don't want it to be all curly. We want it to kind of lay flat. So here's my next thing. I go before it and right after it. You get very used to where your hook is going. And you know, you don't want to do it really tight. And then I just look, yeah, see, that's nice and flat. I don't care about the shape at all. I just care about, is it going to lay flat? Now for your corner, I generally go in, do my slip, chain 1, and do a slip in the same corner. And then I just continue with my slip stitches and, you know, just go wherever it feels right. And okay, I'm going to consider this my corner. Go in, slip, go in, and slip. So I went in with a slip stitch, I chained 1, and then another slip stitch, all in the same space. And now I'm just going to continue with my slip stitches all the way up this side. Notice I'm not counting, I don't care. It's going to work no matter what. I don't care if I'm skipping where I'm supposed to be sticking my hook. And I'm coming back to where I started, so let's see. I'll go here and do my slip, And then this is what I'm going to do. There's the one that I'm going to be working under. There's one there, but it's too tight. So I'm going to cut my yarn, leave a little tail. I'm going to chain one like that. Now my yarn is coming out of this loop, so it's going to go back into that loop. I take a smaller size hook. I'm going here, and see how I'm coming this way? And I'm going to grab this piece of yarn and pull it through to the back. This can get a little loose, don't worry about it too much. Now I'm going to stick my hook here. See how the yarn is sticking out of this guy? Okay? I'm going here, and I'm going to get this yarn from the back and pull it through there. And that's going to give us our finish. And I know it might bug you. It's bugging me a little bit that that's a little puffy. But just do the best that you can. And then I go out back and I anchor this by pulling it through something like that. Then I untwist it. I make a knot. I go over. Go this way. The first knot loose, the second one like this, and then you can do one more if you want. And then I take my needle. I always do this step every time right away because I don't like to do a whole bunch of this at once. Okay, please remember that I have a camera in front of my face, so I can't really see what I'm doing. Like that. You want your ends to be short here, but hang on to them. And then I'm just going to go down. And you can go through and come back up in the other direction. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going through like this, pull like that. And now I actually keep these ends because I have a decoupage idea for those. Something that I will have an idea for a long time and never do anything about it. I'm going to do the same here. Untwist, make my knot, and pull it through. And this is what we have. And I do not put the gray around the pieces until I'm ready to join because I want to see, like, I might have to make changes and I just want to make sure. But when you're trying to piece something, you have to remember that this will have single crochet all the way around. So it's not going to be butt up like this. It's going to be like this. So you need to make sure, in case you're being really fussy about how to fit something, you know, this is how it would end up being. But that'll make more sense when we get to that. At this point, you can just play with shapes. Increase, decrease. That's all you need to know. And single crochet under the full V. And other than that, and I do not chain one before turning. And I will show you, like this, I'll just tell you, I did a row of single crochet. And then on this side, I would increase every row. And on this side, I was decreasing on every row. So it made it slanted like that. That was done on purpose. Here, I think I did a long chain, and when I got to the center, I decreased. And then I did that again and decreased and then decreased. And it turned out like that, which I thought was pretty cool. And I have not looked at anything to know how to make these pieces. Everything I've done, and the one that I showed you, the black with the black grout, it's the first time I've ever done anything like that, and I just did it all on my own. So it's hard to teach somebody something that I'm just making up as I go, and I'm still making changes all the time. But I enjoy it very much, and hopefully you will too. Go ahead and at least try to make yourself some pizza slices, and I'll be back with another shape. I'll try to show you a couple of shapes in each video, and then we'll start putting them together. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe. Bye.